Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever part of the world you're watching me from. So, today I'll be touching on some of the signs to look out for in order to identify if you have any side condition. Before I go on, I would like to point out that I'm not a doctor, neither am I a medical practitioner to give any medical advice or to make any recommendation for treatment. Everything I'll be shared on my platform are practically based on my personal experience and they're for learning purposes and to create awareness. For the benefit of those who have been asking, I would like to touch on some of the signs to look out for. I know I talked about few that are related to myself personally last week. And so today I'll be going in depth into some of the signs you should look out for. I might not be able to do everything, but the little, that I can touch on today, I hope they will be able to help you to make an informed decision about your health conditions. So firstly, I'll be touching on blurry vision. So I also suffer from blurry vision, and that is when everything looks so cloudy, when you are unable to see. Sometimes you'll be unable to even identify someone. Like for me, when someone is standing in front of me, I may not be able to identify you facially, but the moment you speak, if it is a voice that I've heard before, it will help me to know that, oh, this is this person, And I'll also identify people by their smell. That is weird, right? So if you're used to a particular perfume, the moment you come close to me, I will know that, oh, is this person around me? That's how far I can explain the blurry vision. Another sign to look out for is headache. When you start having regular headache, we have different types of headaches. We have tension headache, we have migraine, we have normal headache. We have headaches. The one I usually have is when my eye pressure is high, it gives me headache. So the moment I start having that headache at the back of my eyes, I know straight away that I need to be visiting my ophthalmologist. So what used to happen in the past is I will have this prolonged headache that will last for days. And I just used to take pain relief tablets to relieve myself from those pain or discomforts. But after I got diagnosed, my doctor made me to understand that the headaches were there because my eye pressure was on the high side. It was really high. And the moment they normalized that, I stopped having headaches. I do have headaches, but when I have headaches now, I know it's either I haven't had enough sleep or I'm stressed. We have stress-related headaches as well, or my high blood pressure is high. So when I have headaches, I know how to manage myself now. I know. And once I've checked my high blood pressure, I've slept for a couple of days and the headache is still there, then I carry myself and to the ophthalmologist for them to check, the back of my eyes, to check my eyes pressure. And that is that. So the next the next sign you should be looking out for is squinting. So when you start squinting when reading text, or when you're reading a book, or when you're trying to visualize something and you're not seeing that thing clearly and you have to now be squinting your eyes, then you need to be getting your eyes checked. Another one is color blindness. If you are the type that cannot differentiate between colors, like myself, I also have color blindness. So if you are the type that can't differentiate between colors, you need to be getting your eyes checked. Another one is double vision. So if you are the one that sees things in double, yeah, that happens to some people when they will be having double vision. You will see one thing. That is why sometimes when you go for your eye check, the doctor will do, can you tell me what you're seeing? So when they point out a finger or two fingers, you might mistaking that to be, something else. You miscount somehow. Yeah. So that is another one. Another one is high rubbing. So I used to rub my eyes a lot. Excessive rubbing of the eyes might be due to discomfort or eye dryness. And what do I mean by this? We tend to rub our eyes when the eyes feels dry, tighten, and you feel like something is pricking through. That is when we rub our eyes. And when you start rubbing the eyes, what you're doing to yourself is damaging the tissue at the back of your eyes. So the way my doctor explained the tissue at the back of our eyes to me is when, you use a foil, the cooking foil as an example. When you're taking out the cooking foil, we tend to be very gentle. Otherwise, you will tear it apart. So that is how the tissue at the back of our eyes feels like. It feels like a foil, a cooking foil. So I suffer from eye dryness myself, and what the doctor did was to prescribe me what we call a lubricant. And a lubricant is like a moisturizer that soothes the eyes. So instead of you rubbing your eyes, every time, see the optician and let them prescribe you something. Another sign I will be talking about is light sensitive. Some people are light sensitive, just like myself. I get dazed by the sun. When I'm walking directly opposite the sun, I get dazed by it and it blurs my vision. I won't be able to see anything. And sometimes when I go out at night and there are oncoming cars, I get dazed by the lights, the car light as well. So if you have been experiencing that, you need to be seeing your doctor as well. Another sign is finding it difficult to read. And what do I mean by this? It's not that you can't read, but in my own case, because I only read with my left eye, so what tends to happen is when I'm reading, I have to read. When I read a line, I have to read back to join the second line. So unlike some people, they can easily read and come back, scan through and come back easily. For me, I have to read the first line, then read back that first line and come back to the second line. Then read the second line, come back again and join the third line. So if you have been experiencing that, you need to be seeing your optician. The next sign I'll be touching on is irregular eye movements. And this is when you feel your eyes is either twinkling or blinking. Some people call it babbing. And this is when your eyes, is shaking. You need to be getting your eyes checked. And I'm not talking about a one-off thing, because I remember when there was a superstition that if you're going to be seeing someone that you haven't seen in a long time, you'll be experiencing that, twinkling eyes sort of. And I don't think you'll be seeing someone you haven't seen in a long time every day. So if it's something that reoccurs, that keeps happening, then you need to be seeing your doctor. And lastly, if the camera reflects in your eyes, you need to be seeing a doctor. And why do I say this? So these are one of the signs, the early signs for me, which I ignored. So every time I go into a studio to take either passport size picture or any kind of pictures at all, the cameraman will have to take my picture like 3, 4, 5 times before they get it right. And that is because every time they take the picture, my eyes will reflect on that picture. So they have to discard that and take another one. So these are one of the signs. And it also happens with children as well. So if you notice that in your children, please get their eyes checked. I didn't know better because my parents didn't educate us about our medical background or about these signs that I've just spoken about in this video. And no one to educate us. However, they put all preventive measures in place for us not to have this condition, because they knew about it, but they didn't educate us. So what my mom used to do was deprive us of drinking gari. And gari and ekpa is something that I love, including my junior brother. So what we used to do, once my mom had gone out, or every opportunity we had anyway, we'll go and drink gari. We can drink like 1 week gari in one day just to satisfy ourselves, and we didn't know we're, causing damage to our eyes. My parents thought they were doing us good by depriving us of the gari, but they could have done us more good if they had educated us, or at least explained the side effects of drinking gari. And this is where we parent comes in. Let us make sure we educate our children of any medical condition in the family, and always explain the triggers, and also monitor that they abstain from those triggers. I'll do another video when I have the time on things to do with children in terms of educating them, encouraging them on abstaining from certain things, certain food. Some children, I know of some children, their parents won't allow them to drink any fizzy drink. Some children, they have allergies to nuts. Some have allergies to sugar. And some parents don't even know all this. You just see your child reacting to something, but you don't pay attention to those things. So let's pay attention to our children. And thank you for listening. I hope this video has been able to bless 1 or 2 people. Please, if you notice any sign that I've just spoken about in this video, ensure to see your doctor for early diagnosis so treatment can occur at an early stage. Thank you very much, and God bless.